Hi folks, Van Prepper here. Today I wanted to talk about the Fort Hood shooting that took place yesterday. And not in regards, I'll give you some facts, but I am not here to give you a whole bunch of opinion on the shooting itself. I don't know enough about it, and I'm really not, that's not the kind of channel I run. I'm here more for the gun control angle on this. But what we have is the shooter's name was Ivan Lopez. He was a soldier. We know that. He opened fire at Fort Hood at a hospital, and he wounded 16 people and killed 4 people. 4 people were killed, one of them being him. Now, I always find that a little disturbing in that they count the shooter. In order to qualify as a mass shooting, there have to be 4 deaths. And here we have 4 deaths, but one of the deaths is a shooter. Can you really call that a mass shooting? This guy killed himself, but that's not why I'm here. Okay, those are the facts. My problem here comes in with how people are going to react to this. And we get a glimpse of this because President Obama said already, he vowed the investigation will get to the bottom of the shooting. We'll get to the bottom. Let me translate that for you, what President Obama means. And this is not just about President Obama. This is about gun control activists in general. They are going to take this shooting because that's all. They just sit around and wait for the next shooting, and then they come back with their same thing. It's like an endless wave after wave after wave, you know, with all the victories that are taking place in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in California, 3 awesome pro-Second Amendment decisions in 1 month, the 5th District in Washington just handed down an amazing decision last week. All these great things that we're seeing, you know, the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled a couple of great pro-Second Amendment decisions in the last 5 years. We see all that, but gun grabbers and anti-gun people don't care. They are not concerned in the least with what the law is or what the law says, and they're also not concerned with the facts. They are simply concerned with pushing an agenda that is ultimately, they don't think anybody other than, you know, some people think no guns at all. Other people think it's okay to have guns for hunting. But essentially, they don't believe that you have a right simply to keep and bear arms for your own self-defense. And I saw a meme the other day, by the way, for those people who say, what do you need a gun to defend yourself? You've got the police. Well, why do you have a fire extinguisher or smoke alarms in your home? You've got the fire department. Oh, that's right. They're not at your house 100% of the time. They're not with you 100% of the time. You need to take steps to actively protect yourself against a fire. I think the same might apply for me to actively defend myself against a home invasion, against an attack, a robbery, whatever it might be, to be able to defend myself and my family. But, so President Obama said, as we said, that he will get to the bottom of this shooting. Well, we both know that what he means is he will immediately, after the grieving, which will take about a day for this guy because it's all fake grieving, he will renew his call for gun control. And here's a couple of reasons why I think gun control has nothing to do with this, and gun control would have had 0 effect on this. First off, the shooter was an active military member. He has access to firearms. No amount of gun control was going to stop this shooting. But that's not going to stop them. Don't let the facts get in the way of a gun control push. That's how gun control activists are. The shooting took place in a gun-free zone. But better get more gun control. It's magic. It didn't work this time, but it'll work next time. This guy was being assessed for whether or not he had post-traumatic stress syndrome. Or post-traumatic stress disorder, excuse me. Perhaps, instead of thinking that we need to do something about guns, perhaps we should look at how we treat people who are returning military members who are coming back. Now, I don't know enough about this because I'm not a military man myself. I don't have any experience with this, but I think that a wiser place to put our efforts and to focus on is how we are evaluating and treating people who are coming back from being in the field, so to speak, for being, you know, out of the country and overseas and fighting in a war. Because that would seem to me to be a lot more pressing of an issue as to why this happened than, you know, anything with, you know, this particular, whatever gun was used. I don't even know what gun was used, and I don't care. No amount of gun control would have stopped this. As I said, the guy was in the military. He had access to firearms. But that's not going to stop the people who are hardcore anti-gun from using this, as they use every single tragedy, to attack the Second Amendment and to renew their calls after last year getting, pretty much pimp slapped down in their efforts for national gun control. That is not going to stop them from pushing for further gun control. And believe me, if they don't get the national stuff, you better watch state by state, because my country's already, or my state, New York, is already looking at SAFE Act 2, in which they want to outlaw just about everything. It's insane, the measures that they're taking. So before we start renewing our calls for gun control, let's take a minute, stop and think and look at the actual facts of this and see if gun control would have had any effect on this at all. I'm Van Prepper, hoping I'm giving you something to think about. Happy shooting, everybody.